Start directly with presentation. Before that, I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity today. I'm here. I'm coming to Babarla for the first time, though I am a student of Guntur Medical College. So, Madam has presented very nicely about the cervical cancer risk factors, incidents, and what is the various screening guidelines. From there, we start see how what are the various preventive aspects for cervical cancer, and in very short, I will discuss about the treatment if at all cervical cancer develops. So this is the place where I work, Care Hospitals, Hyderabad, and this is my team. The lady in the center is our director of medical. She is basically medical oncologist, and they have sent greetings from them. They have wished all the best for me to present before you. And we are a team of 15 doctors combining surgical, medical, and radiation oncology. And today, I cover the topic under the following slides, where what are the various preventive aspects available for cervical cancer, and in detail about the HPV vaccine, guidelines, effectiveness and safety, and what happened exactly in India over the last 10 years regarding HPV vaccination, what we are seeing now way ahead, and strategies, what strategies we have to see for increasing the HPV vaccinations rate. And in brief about signs and symptoms, diagnosis and management of cervical cancer. So before starting my presentation, why we are here discussing about cervical cancer is it is a preventable disease, and wherever there is a prevention in cancer, lot of research is going on, and various governments are funding lot of rupees so that one to differentiate the cost between the prevention and the treatment per se. So that's why we are discussing about cervical cancer today, and it is the responsibility of each and everyone that you should know about what exactly how to manage, or what are the various risk factors, how to prevent, what are the various measures you should take from your side rather than looking around or treatment regarding the disease. So, sorry for this slide. This slide is saying that what are the various myths about cervical cancer. See, a lot of women, even though these many studies are going on about cervical cancer, if you ask anyone, so they say that cervical cancer is not a preventable disease and they don't require HPV vaccine, or they know everything about cervical cancer, where even how to, there is no need for screening, and they don't know about the screening guidelines. So, in the next 15 to 20 minutes, we will cover all those aspects. So, Madam has rightly said the incidence of the cervical cancer, and if you see the numbers, in 2018, only in India, there are 1 lakh cases of cervical cancer, of which 60,000 people are died. And more than 3/4 of cases are between ages 15 to 44. So that's why we are discussing about how to prevent cervical cancer. So cervical cancer, I want to you all people go out of this auditorium at the end of the seminar today that to know that cervical cancer is a preventable disease. And cervical cancer prevention, what are various aspects? And one last request that never search regarding the disease or disease management or signs and symptoms in Google. I know everyone will go back and search many things in Google. But as rightly, Google has a lot of information, but the problem comes with the human brain, where we don't know how to match all the information in the Google. So if you have any doubts, please reach out like Dr. Sivarendran Garu or any other specialized doctor near to you and discuss with them, because they know much better. They can tell you or to your family members. And how to prevent cervical cancer. Various prevention aspects of cervical cancer are, I can put into 4 main points, where quitting smoking, and hygiene in terms of menstrual hygiene and sexual hygiene, and screening, which already Madam has covered, and HPV vaccination. So menstrual hygiene. So if you see, most of the people, 88% of women resorted to alternatives such as clothing during menstruation, thereby causing severe reproductive health problems. and 75% of the rural women doesn't know what are various hygienic measures to be followed during menstruation. That's why Government of India under the aegis of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare started a campaigning observing as a menstrual hygiene day 28th May of every year in order to increase the awareness not only among the rural women but also among the school children or urban women. And they have started a scheme called menstrual hygiene scheme where the aim is to increase the awareness and to provide facilities to children who are going to school or colleges, and how providing sanitary napkins or providing facilities for washing and all. So that's how Government of India is taking care in order to bring awareness, just because we can prevent a lot of diseases, not only cancer but also genital tract diseases. And cervical cancer screening, already in detail, Madam has discussed about screening various guidelines, but I would like to tell only one thing. HPV not only causes cervical cancer, it also causes oropharyngeal cancer, anal cancer, vulvar and vaginal cancer, and penile cancer. But we are not discussing about rest of things. Why? Because there is a precancerous condition associated with the cervical cancer, where the time gap between the precancerous condition and the cancer is almost 10 years. That is a very valuable time where you can go to the doctor for in terms of regular screening campaigns or regular screening checkups, where we can identify the precancerous condition, where we can treat the condition. That's how we can prevent the cervical cancer. That's why we are not discussing about rest of all the cancers where HPV can cause all this cancer. We are discussing about only cervical cancer because we have a precancerous condition in cervical cancer where we can identify early and we can treat. Coming to HPV vaccination. So this is a study which was done in 2014 and 15, but though it is not from India, I want to clarify what are the various reasons. For example, if you take 100 women, they have asked why they are not vaccinating their girl children. So what are the various reasons? What they have said is they are not sexually active. So it is not the only, sexual activity is not the only cause for cervical cancer, and it is not recommended. So they don't know about the guidelines of HPV vaccine recommendation and safety concerns or side effects of the vaccine. What are the various side effects of the vaccine, or whether it is safe or not, and not needed or necessary. So they don't know about the necessity of the HPV vaccination and lack of knowledge about health education and all. So there are mainly three types of vaccines: Cervarix, Gardasil and Gardasil 9. These are the names of the vaccines. I don't want to go into the details, but there are certain numbers written in front of every vaccine. Those are the serotypes of the virus. Out of 150 HPV viruses, these are the major viruses which can cause cervical cancer. So the components of certain viruses were there. For example, if you take Cervarix, only HPV 16 and 18 types, or Gardasil 6, 11, 16 and 18, or Gardasil 9, 6, 11, 16, 18, and types of the these are the components of the vaccine. So these, if you observe, there is something which is in green, light green. So these are the outer part of the virus particle. So what exactly, how they prepare the vaccine? They will take this outer particle and through genetic recombination technology, they will inject these into the yeast cells. That's how they will develop the vaccine. So what is the difference between the vaccine and the normal HPV virus? HPV virus will contain the DNA and the vaccine doesn't contain the DNA. As the vaccine doesn't contain the DNA, it doesn't cause infection. So it is safe. And as it is containing the outer structure, once we take the vaccine, it generates the antibodies by our immunity. That's how we will develop the humoral antibody immunity. And once we develop the immunity, then if at all any infection comes, HPV virus or certain particular serotype virus, our humoral immunity will act against the virus. That's how it prevents the disease. That is the basic advantage of taking a HPV vaccine. And what are the guidelines when we have to take vaccine? There are mainly two things based upon the age. Between 9 and 14 years of age,
2 doses of HPV vaccine is recommended, and in between, at the 0 and 6 months only